3rd artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. It's a Sunday. It's a Sunday. Sunday fun day, as they call it in LA. Shout out to my people out there in California. I got that phrase stuck in my head now. Went to LA. I've been to LA many times, but I went to LA in March, and I saw a great car show, a touring car show called Tuner Evo. And in addition to that, I was telling somebody else, a local native, about it. You can see all this footage. All of this is content, everything I'm talking about. And I talked to a young lady, and I was at a crosswalk, and she was helping be the crosswalk attendant for a local school. And I told her, I'm from Atlanta, I'm just visiting, but I got a lot of friends and family out here in LA and stuff. She said, oh, you should have. I said, when I told her about the car show, she said, oh, you should have went to Sunday Fun Day. I said, what's Sunday Fun Day? She said, Sunday Fun Day is where they really show up with the lowriders and every kind of car you could think of. But it's in the hood. It's showing up in the hood. And I knew it. I kind of knew what she was talking about, but I didn't know they had an official phrase or whatever that people use for it. And I looked it up, and I found out how cool it was. And I come to find out that's something they do in a lot of places, but especially LA is known for it. And so there's a lot of videos here on YouTube you can see of it. I've been following this one brother's channel, him and a couple of others that go out every time they do it on Sunday. And as I speak, they might be out there right now. Who knows? Every Sunday they do it. So shout out to all the peoples in LA doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to another video from that side of the world and how they get it in with all of that culture. But today, I'm just, if you've never been on a channel before, by the way, this is a multi-niche channel, okay? So if by me starting off talking about cars, you think that's what the show is all about, that's one of them. We got what we call ONYXCON rides, yep. And that can consist of what you're doing with me right now. We taking a ride together, because if you stay here and listen, and you go ahead and push that like button and you enjoy what I'm talking about and what you see, then you took a ride with me. Or I could be at a car show, or I could be showing some cool rides or something. And it won't always be cars. Sometimes it's motorcycles, sometimes it's boats, sometimes it's airplanes, anything that moves, okay? Anything that could be a unit of transportation. It could be a train. We cover it with ONYXCON rides, all right? Then we also have what we call ONYXCON Busting Pixels. Busting Pixels, what you think that was about? Yeah, that means that's our gamers content, okay? I try to go live almost, I was gonna say every night, but that's not true right now. It depends on my work schedule. When I got other stuff going on in the day and I'm too tired, ain't gonna be too much of that. But lately, I'm proud of myself. I still got out and did some stuff over this weekend. I played last night. You can see Mortal Kombat 1 I was playing. I enjoy Mortal Kombat, especially this time of year. It's nostalgic for Halloween stuff, And 2 in the building, what's happening? Put 2 thumbs up, please. We appreciate you. But yeah, I do that, and I also do other games that I enjoy, like which is perfect for Halloween. Vampire the Masquerade, Blood Hunt. I've been playing that a lot. I've been saying that's like my favorite new game of 2024, because I've been playing that more than I played anything. Oh man, 12 people in the house. That's what's happening. Where y'all from? Where y'all at? If you're a subscriber, you can talk. That's how we doing it over here. Put the thumbs up. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, I go live as much as I can, give y'all gamers content. And I also do a thing, like I say, multi-niche channel. Not a one trick pony whatsoever. We do many things over here. So we got one, I call it ONYXCON Outdoors Worldwide. And that can be everything from my travel vlogs, fishing content, hiking, which is what I'm about to do right now, hike and fish. And we'll see how it goes today, and if I'm gonna edit that into a new video, but more than likely I'll have something. Even if it's just a short, I'll definitely post something. And I do all types of other cool stuff. I mean, I talk about the other realities of what it is to be an artist, because it's all about the arts and the creative lifestyle. So I work in the film business, and I was gonna tell y'all a little bit about, I can't get specific because there's the thing called NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. So I'm not gonna get too specific, what have you. But I'll just say I've been back on set and I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. It's been hard work though. It's been hard work. Like, even for me to take this break for myself and say, man, I'm gonna go fishing, because it's been too long. I almost didn't go today because I was so damn tired. I just said, man, like when people talk about going to the gym, that's another part of ONYXCON Fitness, which is mind, body, and soul, not just gym type culture. But you have to almost just sort of pull yourself up off the couch sometimes. That's how I felt, y'all. And it ain't about no being lazy. I done put in the work. I look back at my circles from the miles you walk. You know, you got the little app. If you got that on your phone, it shows you your miles, and it does the rings. And you're trying to make the rings every day. If you get the rings, it's like 4 miles, four plus miles. You know what I'm saying? My whole week was nothing but solid rings. Most of the days I was doing 4.5 minimum miles, and most of the days I was hitting like 7. One of my days I was hitting 7, even 8. I said, yeah, I'm back. So yeah, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? You get that good workout in when you're on set. That's what I like about it, actually, because you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're being physically active, but you're also paying the bills. You know, so that's the way I like my jobs. I like stuff that can keep you healthy. That's just me. So yeah, doing that again and then enjoying it. Looking forward to trying to land the next opportunity, because it's gig type work too. And some gigs last longer than others. Some go for months, you know, depending on how long the show or the movie goes. And then other stuff, it only lasts, you know, a couple of weeks. So this one's a short one, so I'm already planning like, okay, what's next? But we got more work to do, so it's gonna be some more hard work in the week coming, you know what I mean? And we're gonna see if we can't keep it flowing. That's how we go. But in addition to that, I'm just giving y'all the run of all the type of content we do. Thanks for the 2 in the building. I see you put the thumbs up. Appreciate you. Hit that like button. We love it. We are just now over 1,100 subscribers, and that makes us so proud, because that's what time it is. That's what we need. We need more and more and more so we can get fully monetized and crank this engine into high throttle. Because I want to get it to the point where I want to go, I mean, as far as the travel vlogs especially, I want to be able to afford to travel all the time, and that become part of I almost want this channel to be like 50% travel and 50% everything else. But the travel will always relate to everything I was just talking about. Like, you know, if there's a gaming convention somewhere in Asia, not only are we gonna go to the country, visit the country and see the country, we're gonna go to the event. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the Comic-Con. We're gonna go to that gamers convention. Like, for instance, there's a really huge, I forget the name of it, convention that takes place every year in Singapore, and it covers the art of statues, those pop art statues of favorite characters and stuff. You talking about some amazing artwork, and the whole show, that's what it's dedicated to. That whole show is about that. You know what I'm saying? I want to cover stuff like that. I saw recently, and I posted, or at least I added it to the playlist, should I say, of ONYXCON Film Festival. So anything related to film, documentaries, documenting anything, all that goes in that folder. So if you check that out in the playlist, you're going to enjoy. Look at all of our playlists. We got a lot of really cool playlists, including music. But so I put that in there. But it was a Transformers 40 year, because you know it's the 40th year celebration of the Transformers as a concept. In addition to the movie Transformers 1 being out, which I did a review of that too. Went to a pre-screening, got that. So you see what I'm saying about Multi-Niche channel? Yeah, if you was watching this since the beginning, you'll understand why I said that. But trust me, we do a lot. And we purposefully are not trying to be about just one thing. We bringing a lot of different worlds together, juxtaposing it, and giving you a variety of content. Keep you excited, keep it interesting, you know what I mean? You're never gonna get bored over here. We're gonna always have something you might like, you know, or gonna love. So, like I was saying, they had this Transformers exhibition of paraphernalia, original toys, comic books, all types of installations, all this kind of stuff. And it was in Japan. Off the chain. Crazy. Haven't been to Japan yet. See, that's the kind of stuff I want to cover when I go. I want to go to stuff like that. I want to go to the Godzilla Museum, Gojira, you know. I want to see the giant Gundam. It stands in whatever city. I think it's in Tokyo. I'm not sure. You know, so I want to see all of that. That's the kind of travel we do. You know. And while we're there, yes, we're gonna do a little bit of nightlife of some sort. Have some fun, definitely get out, mix and mingle with the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Single fellas can relate to my life, so we're gonna give you that. Ladies, you're gonna enjoy it because you get to see me, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some fun with it, that's how we move. But yeah, that's all in the plan. So if all that sounds great to you, you're my audience. If all that ain't moving your soul, then you ain't who I'm talking to, so it really don't matter. Because all I know about numbers is the only ones that matter are the ones who show you love consistently, You know what I'm saying? You ask for the thumbs up, bam, no problem. You know what I'm saying? You ask for them to tell a friend, bam, no problem. They spread the word, they share wisdom. They understand the volume of what we're doing and why it's important. So, the other thing that I already am doing, but I want to consider expanding it into a show, like a show, not just interviews, not just commentary and perspectives, but I have a thing called Relationship Goals in the Art Life. And with that, being a single guy myself, and it doesn't always just, deal with just folks who are single, because I've interviewed people, friends of mine who are married, but if somebody's an artist, there's always an artist involved. There's always a creative in the equation. And I speak to them about, what it is to be in relationships when you're an artist, because it can be different for us. We see the world in ways that some people just can't. And it takes a special kind of person to love an artist. At least that's been the way it's been all my life and for most of my friends who are artists. And it can be a very special, wonderful, I personally feel some of the best types of relationships any quote-unquote regular person could ask for, because all of us got an artist in us, but sometimes need somebody who is show enough to pull it out of you, to show you the way, so to speak, and encourage and ignite that part of your soul, So I look at a lot of content related to relationships and stuff, and I'm mostly disappointed with what I see going on from the American and even worldly perspective sometimes, with what's out here on YouTube. And as a business person, okay, and as a nonprofit who's trying to reach a goal of, monetization and being able to be stabilized so we can keep bringing y'all the content and have the resources to do so, it requires researching, not really the competition, but just in topics that we want to cover, like who else is doing this, how are they covering it, what makes us different. And I know I'm completely different with the way I come at it, just by the fact that I watch shows like the whole Pop the Balloon or Fine Love shows, or Melly Monaco's Pineapple show, which I've been on a couple of times. I've done a couple of episodes in retrospect to speak on my experience and show clips and do reactions to what happened. It was hilarious. So if you haven't seen that, check those out. Check those out. They funny. In a very, very sad way, but still funny. Sad in the sense that, look where we're at, where folks are so shallow and picky and don't know what the hell they want. A lot of these ladies out here, they just don't know what they want. And they got no examples for what they want. They going off of catchphrases and self-help books and stuff that tell them, you should do this, and this. But if they don't have any examples in the direct life of that, or they don't live, because I got it propped on something that sets it just below or just at the edge of the dash, and it's a sunny day. It ain't even that hot. It's like 82 degrees. I say not that hot because 80s is hot, but 90s is, that's pretty common when it gets sure enough hot here. But anyway, and the damn thing overheats, so I had to get the air conditioner blowing right on it and all that other stuff. And if you could see I'm knocking it out, y'all hung with me through a blackout, so to speak, of technological era. Go and hit them thumbs up. Go and hit that thumbs up. Show some love now. But check it. So, as I was saying, I was talking about the whole relationship thing and how I want to do more with the content we call Relationship Goals in the Art Life. So, one of my biggest pet peeves of why I want to start my own show with that is when I watch shows like Pop the Balloon and all the others and stuff. I was saying, I think they tend to pick, now first of all, the ones I'm watching are mostly for a black audience. And that's all gravy, you know what I'm saying? That's my people's. But I coined the phrase and I stand on it. I say, as people in hip hop culture these days, people say, for the culture. I don't like that phrase because it's monolithic. It tries to pretend that everybody in hip hop culture thinks the same way, acts the same way, wants the same thing, does the same thing. But it's bullshit. That's not how human beings work. That's just not us, right? So I believe in individualism. So I'm like, look, and not only that, just in families and groups that in and of themselves are going to think different, even within a country or whatever. So I allow for that that reality. So I always say for the cultures, plural. So that's the first thing I would be standing on with my concept is, because a lot of these folks, I'm gonna give y'all the stereotypes of what get on my nerves on all these dating shows I watch on YouTube, and what would make my show the antithesis of that. Okay, first and foremost, like I say, the audience is intended is mostly Black Americans. Sometimes when I watch ones from Africa, from the continent, it's a great one too. I don't want to. Let me say, as I criticize, it's not because some of these are just completely whack and they ain't doing nothing right. If that was the case, I couldn't stand watching it at all. But I'm still going to be able to critique it and say what I don't dig and what I do dig. So there's one called the Pan-African Dating Show. I like that one. It's actually my favorite of all the international ones I've seen, because I've seen one from Jamaica, I've seen one from the UK, and this one is in, I want to say Uganda. It's either Rwanda, and by the way, that's how you really say Rwanda. They don't say Rwanda, they say Rwanda. It sounds like they're saying Rhonda, the name, but you got to think of the W as you say it and be like Rwanda. That's how they really say it. I've never heard one person on the show say Rwanda unless they were the American guest, because sometimes they'll get guys from America to be the guest, be the guy who all the ladies are trying to impress, you know. So, and it's always mostly, at least that's all the ones I've seen, it's always a guy looking for the ladies, and they get the ladies, it'll be like 4 or 5 ladies, the one guy who they're all trying to impress, that kind of thing. But I like the format of their show more or less. The one thing they have in common from the UK to Uganda and Rwanda, or even you know, most of the ones here in America, is the general assumption, and I know why. I mean, you know, if you look at statistics and all that, this would be true to a certain extent. But I think they think that everybody's religiously Christian, because everybody who come on the show, especially the women, don't let it be the pop the balloon. Oh my gosh, all of them, they come on that. Unless it's the younger ones, then they don't be talking about religion, because if it does come up, they're gonna be such a hypocrite by the time it does come up with all the nasty, crazy stuff they gonna say. Then it ain't gonna make no damn difference. Like if you watch the 21 verses stuff, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just put in 21 verses, and if you're over the age of 30, and just be ready to be shocked. You're gonna be sadly blown away with how much mess is going on these days. It's really scary out here, y'all. Scary. It's really scary. The point some people are at, keyword some, not everybody, some folks have lost their absolute damn mind. The way these boys talk to these women, the way these women talk to these guys, some of this stuff just crazy. Yeah, you know, I'm all for the turn up and having a good time, and there's a time and place for everything though. And some stuff just don't, I don't care how much shock factor you're going for, some stuff shouldn't even be said or done online for the whole world to see and get a real bad picture of you and your whole demographic, because they want to, like, again, they want to put you in for the culture. They want to put you in one little bag and say, oh yeah, that's how all of them are. No, that ain't how all or nothing is. Don't put that on everybody. So I don't like that. But anyway, back to the religious thing. You know, I'm not religious. I grew up in the South. People would expect me to be religious and Christian just because of that. Because demographically, yes, that goes with the stereotype of being from the South, which can be true. But as an individual who is not, who still has respect for everybody's perspective and religion, most people in my family, they Christian. Most people, all my friends, they Christian, all that. That's all fine and good. And then I got friends who are like me, who grew up in that, saw the issues with that, whatever and everything around it, that they felt like, you know, that's just not my lane. And they ain't trying to impress nobody. They ain't trying to switch nobody over or nothing. They just like, yo, this is where I'm at. I'm doing me. If you can respect it, I can respect you, you know? And the same goes with any other religion. Like, you know, I got plenty of friends who are Muslim. All these people, I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? Christian, Muslim, I don't care. But then some people who will be Christian won't date somebody who's Muslim, or vice versa. Some folks who are, you know, it could be anything else. They could be Buddhist. They could be Hindu, okay? And most of the time they're gonna be Hindu. They could probably be Indian. Shout out to my Indians, okay? I've dated 2 Indian women. Both were Hindu. Neither one of them had an issue with me not being religious. I think the reason why was, for one thing, with me not being religious, I didn't come with that stereotypical Christian, especially Southern Christian mentality of, well, if you're gonna deal with me, I gotta convert you. You know, you gotta go to my church, you gotta be in my stuff, you gotta do what I do, because I don't know if this gonna work if we ain't equally yoked, and if you don't fear God and all that stuff, you know. So you know, and yes, I know where the phrase came from. That's why I don't like it. That whole God-fearing stuff. I can't stand that phrase. It's all that literally came out of the time in history of slavery. I stand on that. Go look it up. That is not original in any way. That is a human concept to keep other people in check. Well, how are we going to keep them? Well, if we got the authority as the church, the pastor got to be the ruler. We got to keep these folks, they got to keep the flock in check. Where they going to go? Difference of perspective. Always. Okay? And so that's one of my pet peeves with these shows, because a lot of the hosts be, you know, these sometimes I would say hypocritical Christian types who will cuss and say the most ratchet, twisted stuff, which all my life with all the shows